Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel, and I am here with another array based Java program. So I hope that you are liking my this new series, and I have planned to add minimum 100 frequently asked programming questions in Java so that it will help you to crack the interviews. So in today's video we are going to learn to find the second largest number from an integer array. Okay, so we have already covered to find the maximum or first largest number from the array, which is like second program here. If you have not watched it, please go and watch, and then you can continue this video. So the question is very simple, like let me go and switch to the new tab. You can see here we have one array here, like where we have elements like 45, 51, 28, 75, 49, 42. If I ask you to find the largest or maximum number from this array, so you know that 75 is the largest number among all the elements, right? That is simple, and we have already seen that program. But the now we have a twist, and this time instead of finding the largest number, we need to find the second largest. Okay, like it is like famous interview question also, when you need to find the second highest salary and all, right? That is for SQL. Yeah, but we are talking about the Java program now. So here also same thing, we need to find the second largest. So which is the second largest here? We can say second largest is 51, right? 51 is the second largest here. 75 is the largest and 51 is the second largest. Okay, so let's get started, and as always, what we need to do, we need to go with the process, like ask the questions, build the logic, then go to programming instead of directly jumping to the program. Okay, because if you don't have logic, obviously you cannot write the code. Okay, okay, so we are talking about the second largest, right? So means what should be the minimum length of array to find the second largest? Suppose if we have an empty array, or we have some array with one element only, correct? So obviously there is no need to go and write any go for any further validation, right? Because to find the second largest or any array, um, in any array for the second largest element, at least there should be two elements in the array. Okay, means if you don't have, if you have 0 or 1 elements in the array, you cannot go for this logic, right? Because there is no second element, then why to find the second largest? Because these are the edge cases, and obviously we need to write, we need to think about these scenarios, and in interviews you are evaluated based on this type of edge scenarios. Okay, so first thing we are clear, like we need to go and put the check on the length. Okay, so let me note down here what I'll do. Put a check on minimum length of array, right? It is making sense as well. Now suppose the first criteria is fulfilled, like we have more equal to or more than two elements. So now we need to think about the logic. How can we find the second largest? So if you remember the logic of first largest element, then what we did here, we assumed the first index element, means first element of the array, that is 0th index of the element, is higher or is maximum, and then we iterate the remaining array, and then we compare. Okay, if we have any other maximum, okay, then the assumed one. Okay, with the single iteration we are able to find the maximum. Okay, another solution we have, like you can go and sort the array and then get the first or second or whatever you want. Okay, but that is not good approach, because sorting will take more iteration. Okay, so avoid solving this problem with the iteration, because that is not the best way. Okay, so what you need to do in this case, for the second largest, we'll follow same approach similar to first largest, in which we assume the first 0th index is the largest element here. Okay, but here we need to have two elements minimum, right? Two elements means first largest and second largest. Okay, so if I have two variables, suppose FL and we have SL. So FL means first largest and SL means second largest. Okay, so think about that the previous program where we are finding the largest number. So by default we assume the zeroth index. Okay, similar logic we need to put it here also, but what do we need to do this time? Instead of taking one element, we will take two elements. Okay, means zeroth element and first zeroth index and first index element. Okay, so what is the zeroth index? 45 and 51. So now we need to decide which should be assigned to FL, first largest, and which should be assigned to second largest. So it's very simple, right? We have only two numbers. We have only two numbers, that is 45 and 51. Okay, 45 and 51. And we have two variables, first largest and second largest. So obviously we can check if the 45 is greater than 51. Okay, or a of 0 is greater than a of 1. Okay, so here 45 is not greater than 51, so obviously 51 is the largest element. Like very simple logic, 51, who is the largest out of 45 and 51? 51, right? So we have two elements only, so if the 51 is the first largest, so obviously your 45 will be second largest. Okay, so at this stage what we need to do, here my FL will be 51 and SL will be 45. Okay, making sense? So we are good to start now, and we know that we need to iterate and iterate through the array and we need to check if we have any other eligible number for second largest. Okay, because these are just assumption. Okay, we are not sure, without iterating we cannot know, right? So we need to start from second index, right? Second, third, fourth and fifth, and whatever we have, but here we have total 6 elements, so we need to go and check for the remaining 4 elements. But what to do, how to do that one? So here is the main logic. So suppose if you take the next element, right, that means we already sorted with the 45 and 51. Now we have the number in question is 28, right? So we are not sure like what is the number and all, just leave that as of now. But what are the scenarios we can have now? Means this element, it is possible that this element will be greater than first largest means FL and second largest SL. Okay, that is possible. Anyway, if the element is, if any number is greater than first largest, obviously it will be by default larger from SL as well, right? So what is the first scenario? So sorry, why it is not typing here. What I am saying that A of I, okay, A of I, it is possible that this is greater than FL. Okay, and if it is greater than FL, then obviously it will be greater than SL as well, right? So this might be possible. This is the possible case. E of I means the next number in the array. Okay, what is the second possibility? That E of I may be smaller than both the elements like FL and SL. Okay, so let me write that logic as well. Means A of I is lesser than FL, okay, or A of I is lesser than SL. Okay, so this is the first condition which is possible. Second condition, that can also be possible. Okay, either the next number is greater than FL and SL both, or if the next number in the array is lesser than both the FL and SL. Okay, what is the other thing? A of I can be greater than FL. Okay, can be greater than FL, and lesser than SL. Okay, so let me write it here so that you can understand. A of I, okay, greater than FL, okay, and A of I is greater than less than SL. Okay, I am just mentioning as of now, but let me think about this scenario again. What I am talking about, if A of I is greater than FL, okay, obviously means whatever largest number we have as of now, it is greater than that. Okay, and then what we are saying that it is lesser than SL. You can see this point, it is lesser than SL. How it is possible? Obviously my SL is lesser than FL, right? So it's not a valid scenario here. Like any number will be greater than the largest element but smaller than the second largest, right? So this will not be a valid scenario here, valid possibility here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go and I will cut this, or let me better cut inside so that you can see it well. Okay, now what is the second thing? A of I can be greater than FL, sorry, can be lesser than FL, and A of I greater than SL. This is possible, right? Let me iterate again everything. So we know that we need to iterate from the next number, right? Means second index, second, third and fourth and so on. So what are the possibility? Okay, what are the possibility? Like the next number might be greater than FL, okay, means the first largest. So if any number is greater than the first largest, obviously that will be greater than your second largest as well. Okay, because FL is greater than SL. Okay, so this scenario, this particular condition is invalid again. Only this much. Okay, this second part. First part is still valid. Here, the number in the next number in the array can be smaller than both FL and SL. Okay, that is possible. We know already third condition will not be valid because any number cannot be greater than first largest but lesser than second largest. This is invalid. Okay, and the fourth one, where the next number in the array is smaller than your first largest, okay, but is greater than second largest, means the next number in the array is in between second largest and first largest. Okay, that's why this is valid. Okay, now these are the four possible scenarios we can have. Okay, out of four, one is invalid, one is completely invalid. Okay, so we are left with only three. Okay, so let's go and decide for the first scenario. If next number in the array is greater than your FL, okay, greater than your FL means we have a new largest number now. Correct? If any new if the next number in the array is greater than your assumed largest one, obviously then we have a new number, we have a new largest number now. So what we need to do in this your wait, not able to write. Okay, so means we have new largest number. Okay, we have new largest number. Okay, so it will be FL, right? Because we have new largest number. But so whatever first largest we had earlier to this iteration, or earlier before we go and check for the next number, right? So the first largest will become the second largest now, right? With this condition. Correct? Because if some number is greater than your first largest, then obviously we got the new largest, right? And first largest will become the second largest now. Correct? So before assigning this variable, we need to store the FL value into SL. Okay, so let me mark it properly. This is the output of this. If the current number is greater than FL, so we get a new largest. Okay, so we need to store that largest number, but before but whatever we have already in FL, that will become my new second largest, right? So before storing the new value to FL, we need to save the current FL value to second largest, and then we can store the new number, right? This we need to do in this possible case. Okay, now go to the second scenario where we are talking like if the next number in the array is lesser than FL and SL. Obviously if it is number is lesser than FL, means if it means the next number in the array is smaller than both FL and SL, first largest and second largest. Obviously there is no need to do anything, right? Because we are going to find the second highest, okay, second maximum number, not the smallest one. So in this condition there is no need to do anything. Okay, so I will again cross mark here, because in this step if this scenario occurs, then there is no need to do anything, no swapping, nothing. Okay, third one is already invalid. Okay, now fourth one. Okay, it is saying that if the next number in the array is lesser than FL, okay, first largest, that means we are confirmed like at this point FL is the same as previous, means whatever we have assumed, there's no change in FL. But E of I, if it is greater than SL, obviously means we have second largest now. Okay, because something we got which is greater than SL but smaller than FL, okay, means we got another number between assumed SL to FL, right? So in this scenario what we need to do, in this scenario FL will be there will be no change in FL, okay, but SL will be A of I. Okay, so this is the logic. Okay, see you will never find anywhere like they are explaining like how they are writing that particular logic, but this is the logic actually here which I am trying to explain you. Okay, step by step what are the possible scenarios we have, and if you are getting this scenario, then what we need to do actually. Okay, this is like testing mindset. You need to go and for all the scenarios and then decide. Okay, yeah, so hopefully if you have really confusions, go and watch it again and think and practice. Okay, you just write your scenario on your notebook and then think, okay, whatever I am talking, whatever I am saying, that is correct or not, or that is making sense or not. If not, then let me know please. Okay, now let's go and do the practical. So for the first iteration we know that we have FL will be 51, okay, then SL will be 45. Okay, now we need to go for the iteration, and what is the I now? So I value will start from 0, 1 and 2, right? Because 0 and 1 we already decided who is the first largest and who is the second largest. Now we need to go for I equal to 2. What is the value of A of I? A of 2 equal to 28. Okay, now let me see in which scenario, okay, this 28 will fall. So let me go to the first one. So is 28 greater than 51? Obviously no. So here you just see he's 28, okay, greater than FL, means whatever FL we have 51. No, obviously 20 is not greater than 51. Okay, so there's no need to do anything. Okay, second scenario, is 28 is lesser than FL, means 20 is lesser than 51. Yes, 20 is lesser than 51. Is 28 lesser than second largest? Is 28 lesser than 45? Yes, 20 is lesser than 45. Okay, so this array of 2 is falling under this scenario. Okay, because whatever element you are taking, that will fall only in these 4 scenarios, right? So we know that if it is falling under this scenario, second one, there is no need to do anything. Means for the index 2, after this iteration, our FL will be same, like FL will be 51 and SL will be 45. Okay, there is no change. Now what is next? We have I equal to 3. I equal to 3 and A of 3 equal to 75, right? Bigger number. So let me go to the first scenario again. Is 75 okay, greater than 51? Obviously 75 is greater than 51. Okay, and obviously there is no need to go and check for this one, second part of the first condition. So it is satisfying the first scenario. So what we need to do? We need to first change SL, means we need to put the FL value to SL. So what I need to do? So in this case, first SL will be what? 51, right? We are changing, and then FL will be my new largest number, right? That is 75. What you have to do? If you are falling under this scenario, then you need to save the FL value to SL, and then the new the next number or the next index number will go to FL, because that is the second that is the new largest number you got. Okay, so after this I equal to 3, for this iteration you have this scenario, right? Means we have FL as 75 and SL as 51. Okay, now what is next? We have I equal to 4. So let me write it again. I equal to 4. Okay, and A of 4 equal to what? 49. Okay, so let me go to the first scenario again. Is 49 is greater than 75? No, obviously no. So it is not falling under this scenario. Okay, obviously there is no need to go and check the second scenario. Okay, no, see, that is for third. For second we need to check. So if 49 is lesser than the 75? Yes. Is 49 lesser the second largest? That is 51. Yeah. No, 49 is not. What do you call that? 49 is smaller than second largest, 51. Yes. So in this case, 49 is lesser than 75 and 51 both. So it is falling under this category. Okay. So after this iteration, again we will have the same value, FL and SL. Remember, any number will fall in one scenario. It will not fall in multiple scenarios here. So FL will be 75 and SL will be 51. Okay. Now let me go for I equal to 5. I equal to 5. Okay. So, and here we have 42. What I will do, just for better understanding, I will make it 55. Okay, so that I can cover this scenario as well. So here E of 5 equal to 55 now, right? So check the first scenario. Is 55 greater than FL, means 55 greater than 75? No. So skip this scenario. Second scenario, is 55 lesser than 75? Yes. Is 55 lesser than what do you call that, second largest? That is 51. No, right? 55 is lesser than 75. Okay, that is proper, but 55 is not lesser than 51. Okay, so this second scenario also it's not matching. Third scenario, anyway, we no need to go and check it because we already covered. We know why it is invalid now, right? Now go for the fourth scenario and the final one. Is 45 is less than FL? Means 55 is less than 75? Yes. Correct? Is 55 greater than second largest? Yes, 55 is greater than 51. Okay, basic mathematics. I am good in that. 55 is greater than 51. Okay, so what we have now, this time we have the new second largest. Okay, in the first scenario we have the new first largest, but here in the fourth scenario we have new second largest, and FL will be same. So after this iteration, okay, what we will have, FL will be remain 75, okay, and SL will be new, and that will be your 55. Okay, and the at this moment we are end of the array, and we have the second largest element with us, that is 55. Clear? Okay, so I hope I tried to explain you. Okay, and now I'll switch to my Eclipse and I will write the code for it. But always remember, the logic matters. If you have logic, you can write the code easily, but if you don't have logic, you cannot write the code, because writing code and logic cannot go together. You should have a proper logic in mind, then you need to work towards that. Okay, so let's move to Eclipse now. Okay guys, so this is the same Java program in which I am writing all my previous programs as well. Let me go and create a new class here. I'll give the name as second largest from array. Okay, let me increase the font size. Okay, so let me write the main method. Okay, so what I am going to do, so generally we should write the logic in some different method, and then we need to call that inside main method or something. Okay, so let me go and do the same thing. What I'll do, public static int second largest element. Okay, and this will take one array. Okay, okay, so let me put as of now void, so that I should not see any error. Okay, so we have one method which will go and evaluate the second largest element, and it will return, and it will accept the array which we need to pass from the calling method. Okay, so we know that what is the first thing we have decided, that to find the second largest element, the array length must be equal to or greater than 2. Correct? If it is 0 or it is 1, there is no need to find the second largest, right? There is no possibility of that. So what to do, if array dot length, okay, array is less than 2, okay, then we can print the method like sys out is not okay for the second largest. Okay, simple thing. And you can have you can return something, we will see what we need to return, or you can terminate the program, so that is different thing. Okay, So once you got this scenario, once you check this condition, okay, and after if it is satisfying this means if it is not going to inside this if, then means we have the proper array. Okay, so here what we need to do, so we'll declare two variables, fl and sl. Okay, simple thing. What need to do the here, if you see here, we need to decide the first zeroth index and first means the first element and second element, which is the largest. Okay, then obviously another one will become the second largest. So if array of 0, okay, greater than array of 1, okay, means the first element is greater than the second element, then obviously fl will be your array of 0, okay, and sl will be your array of 1, okay, and this will go inside a block, right? Simple thing. So we have declared two variables, fn and sl, and we know that we need to take the first two elements and we need to decide in that who is the maximum. So we simply wrote one condition, like if the array of 0 is greater than array of 1, okay, then obviously the array of 0 is the largest element and it will be fl, and sl will be the second largest. But what if it is not there, then else, okay, fl will be your array of 1, okay, and sl will be array of 0. Only two possibility, right? So we have decided here. Now, so at this stage we are till here, right? Now we have four conditions, four different scenarios in which during the iteration the next element can fall. So let me start the for loop first. In I equal to from 2, right? 0, 1 are done. So now we are need to iterate from second to till the end of the array. That means array dot length, then I plus plus. Okay, now see here, okay, we have four scenarios, okay, correct, that is proper. So let me write the logic for this, let me write the logic for the first scenario. What I am talking, if the element, if the number is greater than your fl, if array of I, okay, is greater than your fl, okay, if array of I is greater than fl, so there is no need to go to the second part, because obviously it will be greater than your second largest as well. In this, what we need to do, we need to write this logic, means first save the content of fl to sl, then store the next new number in the fl, because we got the new largest number. So sl will be fl, okay, and then fl will be your array of I, okay. Second scenario, do you think that we need to write the logic for this? If any number is lesser than both fl and sl, there's nothing going to change, right? There's no need to perform any action. Then why we should go and add any logic here for that? If write any else if also, so there's nothing to write in block, right? So we can skip this one, we can skip the second scenario, correct. Third scenario, it is invalid. Okay, if it is invalid, then why even we are bothering? Okay, so we are not going to write for second and third, because anyway that is not going to change your fl and sl. Okay, now come to the second one. Okay, so we can have else if Okay, not else if a of I greater than less than fl means if array of I, okay, array of I lesser than fl, right? Okay, in this we need to we have two parts, first part, second part we saying that the number should be greater than sl, so not or, we need to use and symbol. Okay, array of I greater than sl, same thing, right? Means array of I is smaller than your first largest, but it is greater than second largest, okay, which we are writing here, and both the conditions should be satisfied because here we have two parts, right, and both should give you true, then only you can go inside this loop, inside this block, and in this block what we need to do, we got the new second largest, so just need to change, means sl will be your new array of I and fl will be same, so there is no need to go and swap any values here. Okay, so once we are done with the iteration, there is no other scenarios, no need to write any if else logic, it's very simple. Okay, and then once you are here, you need to do return, or let me print it here only, sys out second largest number is what, your sl. Okay, so this is the logic, and see how much time we spent in this in understand this logic, but how much simpler it is to write the code. Why? Because we know the logic. Okay, we know the logic, we can think, and believe me, if you practice the programs like this, your thinking skill will improve and you can solve any type of, because programming is nothing, you just need to think, like what is the logic, okay, what will do if you do this one or do that one, that is the logic, that's why these programs are asked in interviews. Okay, so let me put second, let me call this method like new int or int a. What I'll do, I'll put these numbers. So what are the numbers we have? We have 45, 51, then 28. What is the next one? 75, 49 and 55. Okay, and I can pass the value here. Okay, you can get the inline array also, so but if you are not aware, that's why I created separately and passing it here. Okay, so let me run the program and hopefully it should give me the proper answer. Okay, the second largest is 55, correct? Okay, and let me put it again 42. Okay, whatever we had earlier. Okay, so largest is 51, right? Okay, then what else you want me to try? Like suppose I will put one, I will add one more element, I'll put 100. Okay, then my second largest number will be 75, right? Let me see if it is giving 75 or not. Oh great, it is giving, yeah, perfect, so we are good. Okay, so I hope that you really enjoyed while thinking about the logic and you have practiced with me. If not, please watch the videos again and try to understand. Okay, and draw on your notebook, then only you will understand like me. If you see my notebook, then I will have like all maps drawn there. Okay, but yeah, that is the for that you need to practice, and then only you will have very good logical thinking as well. Okay, so if you think that there's any suggestion or there any improvement needed in my video, so please comment on this video, or you can send out a mail to me as well. Okay, and also as I always say that if you want me to cover any specific program, please comment or send out a mail to me. Okay, Or if you are liking my videos, please like, comment, subscribe and share with others. Thank you everyone.